Greetings, Tracy Tigers, and welcome to this week's edition of Principal Talk. I'm Mr. Bull.
And I'm Mrs. Lackey.
We are so excited to see you on this third week of school. You all have been doing so well with our Tracy Tiger traits. Let's say them together at Tracy. We are respectful, responsible, and kind. Which also makes me think of the Tracy Pledge, and once again, we can all say that together. I respect you, and you respect me. I am responsible, so all can see. I choose every day to act kindly. Always a Tracy Tiger, I will be. A special congratulations to all of you getting breakfast in the morning. You're doing a fantastic job in the cafeteria, remembering to stand in line, and as you approach the counters where the cafeteria ladies are, thank you for saying good morning and thank you, and may I please have whatever you happen to be eating in the breakfast. Likewise, the bus doors, thank you for being patient, and thank you for knowing what you want as you approach the breakfast bar. This week we would like to have a reminder for our restrooms that we have over by second and third grade. We've been doing okay in there, but we have had some extra water on the floor, so we did want to remind you about when we go to the restroom, there are signs posted in there, and in order to help you remember what to do in there, the acronym is FLUSH. Of course, F means floor stay dry, and that we're having a little bit of trouble in the boys' restroom, but we know that all of our friends using the restroom, especially the boys' restroom, can remember to help keep those floors dry. Remember, we want to L, leave it clean. Use it quietly. Of course, soft voices, because there are classes going on just on the other side of those walls. And last but not least, we have to make sure that our hands are washed. Other cool to be kind or items to share today, Mrs. Lackey.
Yes, absolutely. As with every week, we have our second step tip. This week, it's all about being respectful. So here at Tracy, one rule that we have is to be respectful.
Being respectful helps everyone feel welcome and safe.
When we act respectfully, we listen carefully to each other, help each other, and try to understand how someone else feels.
When we speak respectfully, we use friendly words and say please and thank you.
We don't call other people names.
We certainly don't do that anywhere here at Tracy Elementary, whether it's in the hall, class, playground, or even at lunch. So this week, we want you to think about how you can act and speak in respectful ways, not only in the classroom, the hallway, lunchroom, and outside of recess. And of course, we can't forget the bus.
Absolutely.
Because
you're doing a good job on the bus. Keep up those good, respectful, and safe behaviors, hands and feet to ourselves at all times. And remember, your bus driver, they are in charge. So if they ask you to do something, you have just say yes and move and give them a smile. I also love when kids know their bus driver's names. So if you don't know your bus driver's name yet, make sure that you ask and tell them each morning, good morning, or have a great day, because our bus drivers love that as well.
One last reminder before we get into growth mindset, I do want to remind all of you that are selling Stanganellis, please continue to sell those to your families and your family's friends. As you know, you can earn lots of special prizes that we talked about last week on the newscast. If you ever forget what that is, you can always get on the school YouTube page and listen to a review. So Mrs. Lackey has been on a buying spree. She loves to get on the computer and she found some brains. We have the gray brain, and we have the color. Thinking about last year, we spent a lot of time on growth mindset. And here at Tracy Elementary, prior to last year, some of us might have had what we call the gray brain, and that's kind of a fixed mindset where we don't always think we can do our very best. But Mrs. Lackey found us a colorful brain, and tell us about growth mindset.
Absolutely. So a lot of you already know about growth mindset and the power of yet. Growth mindset never goes away because we're always learning each and every day and trying different things. So this brain is when we use that growth mindset and we tell ourselves, we have positive self-talk and remind ourselves that maybe we can't do something yet, but we're going to keep working on it. Or if we make a mistake, that's okay because mistakes help us learn. So Mr. Bull and I are going to do a quick sort here. We have these little cards and we're going to decide if this is a growth mindset or fixed mindset. We'll let you decide and then we'll put it in the right place.
First one up today is, I made a mistake. Do you think is that more of a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Survey says
Well, because it just ends that I made a mistake, I'd call that a fixed mindset because
It's
you
a
didn't switch it.
Little bit fixed there. Next we have, I'm still learning. I'm going to keep trying.
Oh, that's great language.
What do we think? Fixed or growth? Mrs. Lackey?
Growth, comfortable.
It certainly is. It's lots. You're still learning and you want to keep on trying.
This one, I've heard people say this before. I'll never be as smart as that person, or I'll never be as good at football as that person. This kind of mindset, well, take a minute and think what this is.
And I'm going to tell you that's kind of fixed.
Mindset.
So
I kind of see a pattern here.
Oh, do you have a pattern on that? This may take some time and effort. So it's going to take me a little time and effort. It's kind of like pushing through. What do you think?
Well, I think when you acknowledge it's going to take time and effort, that's probably a growth mindset.
I think you're right there, Mrs. Lackey. Smartest assistant principal we know.
We're not doing great with wait time here with our audience. I gotta work on that.
Right, not yet. You're going, I can't do it. I don't know. I can't, Mrs. Lackey. I just can't do
Can't
it.
do it. What do you think it is out there?
I think that's a good amount of wait
I
time.
think so too.
Definitely brain kind of activity there. Let's Mrs. Home with that final one.
With more practice, it will be easier. That's the whole point of having practice in school and learning, because the more you do something, the more you practice. You tell me what kind of mindset that is.
And I think it turns our minds on. We're thinking, and that is growth mindset. Give yourself a little on the back of the brain. You all did a fantastic job, and here's the thing about this. It's coming back next week, so we always have more. We know that you can do it, so go out there and make a difference, Tracy Tigers. With that, have a